everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick. To my left, and the only other person here with me is my brother, Jake.
Hi, welcome to the email episode. I am brother Jake.
Jake is here holding it down. Josh is on a beach somewhere letting everyone down. Everybody boo Josh on your free time, on your work commutes, wherever you're at. Please do that. Go ahead and do that for us.
I was, all I could think about was just, guys, there's a whale on the beach.
Damn, that's your twin, dog. You're talking about your twin that way. Holy shit, dude.
There's a whale on the beach, guys. Watch out.
Holy shit. You were watching the whale and you're like, oh my God, it's Josh.
We are not sponsored by Meg 2.
Not yet. Not with that. Not yet. Yeah, not yet. Hey, as always, we are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever. Go give your ears the smashing game time that you need. Fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. Word of mouth is king here. Jake, So yeah, as you kind of mentioned in your intro, rudely didn't let me do that part. We're not doing 2021 today without Josh here. So we've got a handful of emails that are just popped up. So we're going to run through a bunch of emails in today's episode and try to get our mailbox cleared out. In the future, if you want your email read on the episode, go ahead and send your questions over to smashinggametime@gmail.com. Again, smashinggametime@gmail.com. Send those hot questions over. They don't have to be gaming related. Put your name and where you're from, just so we can know where your ears are at when you are listening to us.
So we can burn your house down if we don't like what you have to say.
That too. Jake, do not threaten the listeners. Please do not threaten the 20 million listeners that we have. That will not be good for us.
You know that dragon that I killed in that one video? Yeah, that's going to be you if we don't like what you say.
Please don't drag out the Ark people. They're crazy, man. I don't know. I think the Ark. So, hey, I digress though. But before we get to the emails, let's get into what we've been playing. Jake, what have you been playing?
Oh, you know me. TFT, Teamfight Tactics. I've been playing it since it came out, or the set came out back in June, I believe. But actually, I've been kind of like taking my time playing other games too. So I played a little bit of Rust with a YouTuber's friends that usually like makes videos with. And it was pretty chill, pretty fun to play with, other people that share the same stuff. And what's funny is that they thought that I sounded like another YouTuber.
Where they're like, oh, you sound like Johnny so-and-so over on the so-and-so channel.
So they're like, dude, you sound like Blueprint. And Blueprint's like a well-known Rust YouTuber. And I wasn't even trying to like sound like anybody. I don't even know what Blueprint sounds like because I don't really watch his content. I probably like have seen his videos every now and then. But like, it just blew my mind. They thought like I was like undercover Blueprint. They're like, no, you're messing with us. I'm like, no, guys, just be chill. Just be chill. I'm not Blueprint.
You said he is a. Sorry, I'm looking up Blueprint. You said he is a Rust guy.
Yeah, it's like BLOO.
BLLO.
BLOO.
Oh yeah. Okay. I've got it. His picture's like a bear.
Probably.
I'm not seeing him though. All I'm seeing is games. Doesn't he know that you're supposed to have a punchable face in your thumbnail?
Oh, the
soy face.
Yep.
Yeah, I was trying to find a face to see if he even looked like him. Hold on, let's see. Let's take a listen and see if they sound alike. Here we go. 1 second, folks.
Solo, and we are attempting to record the Solo Life V10. It is
Jake, say Solo Life V10 real quick.
Solo Life V10.
Dude, I kind of hear it.
And I'm just like, oh, whatever. And I was just messing with them too. I was like, guys, just be cool, act normal. And he's like, no, you're just messing with me. I'm like, no, guys, I'm not Blueprint. Come on.
I've never seen you and Blueprint in the same room together.
Same.
So how
So,
how is TFT going? Or sorry, you said you're playing Rust. How is
so
how
I
is
was
Rust
playing.
going?
I was playing a little bit of Rust. It can get kind of like I don't. It can get kind of frustrating because you like no one likes to grind anymore. It's all about grubbing. Basically, just take the scraps
What
or kill someone that has all the loot already.
so grubbing is killing someone and taking their stuff.
Pretty much.
But you don't like there's no leveling up in Rust, right? It's all
No,
just
it's not like Ark.
you're getting the material like you're grinding for pickups, but by waiting and having someone else do it, you just take their pickups.
So Rust is one of those games where it's like it's sandbox. There's no end game really. Like it's just basically be the just be the alpha in the server, and that's about it. There's no end game. It's sandboxy. People have fun with it. They make like kind of cool buildings, bases, whatever. It's more trolly and memey, but like there's no. It's more fun with friends, in my opinion. Playing solo could be kind of frustrating. Playing with people that take the game seriously, like I don't know why people take the game seriously. I'm just like, guys, you know this wipes in like 7 days. Like you're not gonna have any of this, so why are you taking it seriously?
Yeah,
So I don't.
why are you getting
Yeah,
mad at me? Why are you getting mad at me right now?
exactly. And like the game for me, the game's great for content. I love watching Rust, but playing it's a whole different story. Another
games,
thing that
games like this look to me from the outside looking in look like a chore. So that's why whenever
is.
you guys are like, let's play Ark, let's play the Rust, let's play this that. I think the closest thing to any of this that I can like be like, okay, I'm gonna do that is Minecraft. Because I can be like, oh, I'm gonna build a stupid house. Josh is building a house. I'm gonna block his door and burn the house down with him in it.
Well, and that's what you could kind of do with Rust, because like when I ask you guys, oh, let's play Rust, let's do this. I'm not saying let's play it seriously. I'm saying let's go have fun. Let's go mess with people.
But see, that gets me into trouble. That's when people start locking people away and like force feeding their character until they just quit.
No, you can't do that in Rust. You can't do that in Rust. Come on.
I kind of want to just cause some anarchy in one of these games. Maybe we'll
And
get
that's
together
what
and do that.
Rust is. We just gather a bunch of people and we just cause issues.
I just
like
like the bad people.
Respectable issues.
Like the bad groups in The Walking Dead where you're like, oh no, here comes the governor, or here comes. Who are some other bad guys in Walking Dead? I couldn't even tell you.
Negan?
Here comes Negan and his guys. Oh no, what's gonna happen? I want to start that kind of trouble where people are like, oh no, we gotta hide our settlement deep in the woods so these guys don't come mess with us, and then they end up coming back and we're already there. Everything's burned down. All their stuff's looted. I kind of want to cause that, but maybe I just need to sow my wild oats in one of these games and get over it.
And yeah, like once you cause the mayhem in that game, it's satisfying. But then you're like, okay, I got that fix in. I'm done.
I'm ready to retire, live a simple life. Simple
Exactly.
man in the city. Simple Rick.
Simple Rick, come out, Simple Rick. But yeah, like that, and then like, so TFT, I was on the TFT Reddit yesterday, and I was kind of curious. I've played about 800 games this set, and I was curious on how many games other people played. So I took a picture of my stats and like, hey, this is how much I played. How much have you guys played? And people were just like, dude, this is unhealthy. You played so many games. Like, it's so bad. Like, I'm like, guys, you don't even know what I do.
What are the games that they're like 10 minutes long, right?
They're like a half hour.
Okay. That adds up, but also like you work at a computer, so I
work at a computer, and I also it's the only game I play.
Did you comment back like, guys, it's okay, I'm a gaming podcaster?
No, I'm like a lot of people are like, dude, you need to get help. This is an issue. This is not healthy. And I'm like, dude, I'm probably better off than you.
Yeah, like, dude, they're like trying to help you. You're like, no, I'm good. Leave me
like
alone.
I'm doing just fine. Like I work from home. And a lot of these people don't understand that they probably play more than just one game. For the time I played this, 800 games, TFT was the only game I played. I didn't touch any other game besides like maybe BattleBit whenever we got on, but we haven't done that. I haven't even touched Remnant 2 when Josh gave it to me. I just installed it and it's just sitting there.
We need to Oh no. So yeah, on the one game thing, because I was just thinking back about my time in Iron Harvest, and like it's crazy that I got into one game and that was it. Like I look at my
Yeah.
hours in it, I think my hours ended up being like somewhere in the 700 mark.
Yep.
And I look back at it and I see myself playing all these games now, and I'm like, man, I could never be a one game guy now. Like I keep wanting to go back and play Dave the Diver to finish it up, but like I just keep finding other things to play, or I keep like grabbing stuff for review, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get back to it all.
That's, I mean, that's kind of like how I felt with Brawlhalla. Brawlhalla was the only game I played. I have like, I think 3,500 hours of Brawlhalla.
Jesus.
But I played that for like since I was back in college. I don't know how many hours I have in TFT because it's on the League of Legends client. It doesn't tell you how many hours you played. Not to mention, there's sites that tell you how many games you played and whatever, and just stats, whatever, and they do it by sets. But I think 800 was like something. I think that's the highest amount I've played in a set.
It makes sense that Riot Games wouldn't tell you how much time you've spent playing each game. I imagine it's kind of like a casino where they don't have any windows. They don't want you to know.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's 5 a.m. Oh my god, I need to go to sleep. They're like, no, you stay here and you fucking you work you work the jungle, or you work the middle row. You don't know. You don't need to know what time it is. Keep playing, motherfucker.
For this day.
Any other games, Jake?
Rust, TFT. Like I said, I downloaded Remnant 2, but I haven't touched it. Part of me wants to play Brawlhalla just for fun, just to like beat someone's ass and feel good about it. But I haven't touched it yet. I'm kind of just like, nah, fine. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
You're just gonna rage.
No, I probably won't rage. I mean, like, if I don't rage in TFT, I'm not. I might rage in Brawlhalla. I don't know. I mean, like, looking at my Steam list, I mean, I haven't really.
Speaking of character fighters, did you hear they announced the Nicktoon Brawlers too?
Dude, I was like, you guys are gonna waste your money if you buy this. Just like the first one, it's like, oh, you guys made a second game just to add Squidward. Piss off,
Jake. It could be their melee.
dude. The thing is, people dropped $60 for this game. They paid full money, like full for. It's the dumbest thing ever.
People did the same thing for Smash Brothers 1, and then they bought Melee. Tomato.
Both were better games than.
We don't know. We don't know if Nicktoons Bash 2 or whatever the hell it's called is gonna be good or not. But what I'm saying is,
Brawl? I think that's called.
Jake, this could be their Melee. Let the Nicktoon fighters have it.
It's gonna suck.
Or are you looking
People
at
are gonna drop
what
money.
else you got on your Steam coming up, or that you're wanting to play, or that you've been thinking about
I was just
playing?
seeing what I like recently played. Yeah, I haven't touched anything. Even Death Stranding is just sitting there.
Well,
Yeah, I became Josh.
right. Well, and we've been talking about that being our first book club game. We're gonna pick up on that once we're done with the years. So once we get through, so we've got basically 8 episodes, which will get us through. So once Josh comes back, that'll get us through. So by October, which is kind of nice because, you know, when you think fall, you think, all right, I'm gonna get cozy with something and just let it ride over me and just take over. That'll be perfect. That'll be the perfect time for the book club. So you got time on that one. If you're done on my end, I've played.
Oh, no, I was gonna say I saw Barbie.
Oh, you saw Barbie. Go ahead. Let's hear about Barbie.
Great. It was. I don't want to say it was like all the hype, but like it was a great movie. I wouldn't watch it with the kids though. Don't watch it with the kids. It was
None of them
it had
have
moments-
genitals. You're fine.
Oh, it was funny that the genitals things were. There was one scene where Barbie's like, "Yeah, I don't have female genitals," and he doesn't have any genitals. There's nothing down there, and then Ken's just like, "I have all the genitals." Like talking to humans. It's a fun movie.
I hear
I highly recommend it.
Ryan Gosling was great. I keep hearing that Ryan Gosling is great in it.
Great, he's awesome.
I
I didn't know Will Ferrell was in it.
He's the bad guy, isn't he?
And not really the bad guy. He's kind of like, he doesn't really like feel like the bad guy, especially towards the end of the movie. He's kind of just a funny guy, and I don't know.
You're not spoiling the movie for our listeners, are you?
No.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I need to get out and see it. I also want to see Oppenheimer, and then
Saw that too.
I also want to see the new Mission Impossible.
I need.
I also want to see what is it? Talk to Me or Speak to Me. Have you seen the trailers for that one?
I think I've heard of it, but I don't recall.
That's the A24 horror movie that all these 20 somethings
Oh,
are like, there's this weird hand and they have to touch it and say,
yeah.
speak to me.
I
The
did
way,
see. Yeah.
the way I've been describing this movie to anyone I've talked to about it is, oh, you mean the movie where the 20 somethings are doing weird hand stuff together?
Yeah. Oh, make a wish, make a wish.
Anything else, Jake?
No. Oh, I've been watching One Piece.
The anime?
Yeah, just so I could shit on the live adaptation when it comes out.
When does that come out?
I don't know,
Okay.
but I saw that the original people told them they had to reshoot some scenes because it wasn't like accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what could have been wrong where they're like, no. But hey, if they got the money for reshoots, why not go out for them?
Right.
Did you see The Witcher 3 or The Witcher might be done after season 3?
Yeah, because the second half was just awful.
Dude, oh my God, they burned so much goodwill after that first season. Because I remember watching the first season, and once, like, I remember being like, oh, like, weird. They, like, hopped around with the timeline, and it's really weird, but I'm still here for it. It's really cool. And then season 2 started, and that first episode was really good. It was like a Monster of the Week episode, and it was really good. And I was like, oh, okay, they're going to land this. And then I just remember after that point falling off. I didn't even watch season 3. It just sounds like the whole thing is a mess with everyone, like all the folks involved. Netflix probably isn't helping at all either. They're probably like, oh, just shoot the damn thing and get it done. This is our Lord of the Rings. Who cares? Go.
Yeah, Netflix is kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, they don't even have good shows out right now. And then with the strike going on, everything's being delayed. So, like, good luck.
Yeah, I guess you can watch the Kissing Booth part 1 through 5 while you're waiting for the strike to end, Jake.
Oh, I did see that trailer for the prequel to Hunger Games.
I don't think it's gonna be anything
I don't
special.
think it's needed. Like, a cool Peter Dinklage is in it, cool, whatever. But like, yeah, I'm just like, did we need this?
Dude, we're living in the Hunger Games. I don't need to watch it. It's just like
Yeah.
all this. It's like all this alien talk where people are like, aliens are real. I'm like, cool. I'm kind of struggling over here. Go fuck yourself. I don't care.
Yeah, because they had the court hearing about it, right?
Yeah, and I hey, there's a line in one of my favorite Psych episodes where Gus keeps repeating, "Nobody, no crime. Nobody, no crime." And I'm saying, nobody, no alien. Nobody, no alien.
I mean, if there's aliens, cool. I mean, like, whatever.
I want to believe, but just if they're real, just show me something. I live in the show me state. You have to show me. You have
Yeah,
to show
like-
me. You have to show me the alien. I do not believe. I want to believe. But since I live in the show me state, it is legal law. It is written that you have to show me.
Did you see that they have another movie about an alien? It's weird. It's a weird movie.
Is it Paul too?
No, it's not Paul 2, but it's close enough. It's called Jules. This old farm couple just like alien lands, and they have an alien living with them that likes to eat apples. So every time they go to the grocery store, they just buy a bunch of apples for the alien, and the alien looks like, it's like creepy looking, but like the FBI is trying to figure out where the ship landed, and it looks like a kind of a comedy, but not a comedy. I don't know.
It sounds like a Superman allegory where they're like, it's just like Superman, but well, Superman is an alien, but hey, it's just like Superman, but he's creepy looking.
Man, even that. Speaking of Superman, I saw a clip of the Flash movie on Facebook, and it's like the scene where I guess Supergirl is breaking out of some prison or whatever, and it is bad. At first, I couldn't even tell it was the Flash movie, and I was watching this. I'm like, what is this? And then like it gets to the end of the scene, and you see Batman and the Flash and all that stuff, and I'm like, that's the Flash movie. No wonder dude, this is bad. What made them think this was okay?
The only scene I've seen is where like all the colorful globes are spinning around the room and it's all the different metaverses. And I'm over metaverses anyway, but like
Yeah.
they had like Christopher Reeve. I think they had the Christopher Reeves AI in there. They had Nicolas Cage pop up, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I don't
Like,
care.
and that's the scene where she's doing like one of the things that bothered people was that okay, CGI was awful, but like instead of like you know how Superman's like bulletproof, whatever, where these bullets like went like through this Superwoman like in like a glowy thing. It was the dumbest thing ever.
All right, well, we have to stop talking about Flash, or else I'm gonna get angry. What was it? Oh yeah, the Alien movie. They're like, what if we made Superman, but Superman wasn't fuckable? And some executive was like, oh my god, oh my god.
No glasses. No stupid S.
Superman takes his glasses off, finds out he was hot the entire time. All right, real quick on my end of the game sphere, I was between Homebody. My review is out. Go check that out over in Game Chronicles. Homebody turned out to be really good. I really liked it. It's a short little horror puzzle game. Kind of calls back to the Clock Towers, those 90s era, like a killer's chasing you. You got to solve puzzles and get away from them. Spoiler territory, so get out if you don't want spoilers. What is this? It's about the 25-minute mark in the episode. Spoilers for Homebody, so get the F out if you don't want Homebody spoiled for you. Jake, it's a loop. It's a loop game. It's a time loop.
Loop?
It's a time loop, so when you die, you start the day over at the beginning. And it works out. It's really cool because the game focuses on obsession, and that your character has OCD. So she's really obsessed with like upsetting people and really obsessed with things going badly. So for there to be a killer in here killing you and all your friends is like her like hyper focusing on the negative. So it's really cool. And there's some really weird stuff going on. I won't completely spoil anything. But there's no voice acting, which I thought I was going to not like the characters because of that. But the writing's really well done. Again, this is the game from the Game Grump guys who did Dream Daddy. Also big on YouTube, apparently.
You didn't know Game Grumps?
I did not know them before this.
Dude, get fucking boomer.
I did not. I'm sorry. I didn't know the
Get
Game
out of
Grumps.
here.
I'm
you don't know
sorry.
your gaming history, man. They're like one of the first.
I think I fell in the Giant Bomb side of things where I was listening to Giant Bomb. Game Grumps are probably around the same amount of time, if not longer. I don't know when were they 2011 is when they started.
Game Grumps, I think, were like older than even like Markiplier and PewDiePie.
So same question, 2011, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
So I think if I hadn't found Giant Bomb and started listening to it when I did, I would have probably found Game Grumps. I just think I was getting my gaming stuff from another spot, so I didn't need to have it from that spot. Now everyone's got their gaming shit, including us. And so it's like, well, fuck, there's so much shit. So when people are like, oh, those Smashing Game Time guys made a game, I was listening to their podcast all the way back in 2021 before they added that Jake guy.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we made a game, it's just gonna be called Floopy Bird.
I want to, since we're all brothers, I want to make a game and call it Brother Lover. We won't talk about what it's about, but it's called Brother Lover. So yeah, Homebody, go check it out. It's really cool. I think it does some really neat things, playing with the themes of obsession, OCD, mental health. Yeah, go check that out. The other games I've been playing, I played a little bit of the Spyro Reignited trilogy, more specifically the first game. I forgot how booty that first game is.
Yeah, I didn't like it because like it just felt like it was dull until the end. Like you didn't really learn, you didn't get any cool abilities till the end.
Well, you didn't really get any. I don't think you really got any abilities at all in that one. Maybe like one for a boss fight or something. But even the boss fights, they don't feel like true boss fights. It just feels like it's this big enemy that you have to like ram or hit with fire. Like
Yeah.
the boss fights don't differentiate from other enemies really. Like I remember fighting, I think it was a pumpkin boss when I was younger, and didn't realize it was a boss. I was like, oh, this is just an enemy. Cool, I killed it. And now I'm playing the game like, oh yeah, this is a boss. This was before the game found a way to like, because I think Ripto's Rage is probably the best Spyro game. It's funny because I think both Spyro and Crash really both found their footing with their second game.
Yep.
But I think Spyro didn't have a better run, but I think Ripto's Rage is better than Crash 2.
Yeah, Crash 2 was okay. My favorite Crash was the third one because that's when you got those abilities.
Yeah, Warped did a lot of things better than Crash 2. Crash 2, I also was like refreshing on Crash 2. I forgot how bad that last boss is. You're just chasing Cortex. So I can't talk today for some reason. But then Spyro 2, you're getting all these abilities. You have other characters you're playing as. It's actually really challenging. I remember it being really challenging at a young age, and I'm being a little challenged here too. You were playing I forget the little cheetah's name. I think his name's Hunter, and like you're helping him do some. Oh no, there was one game, and I remember it because it was in the demo for the game when we were younger, and I got to it here, and it's where you have to get the turtles into the pot.
I don't know if that was in the demo, but I know exactly what you mean because the seagull guy was making turtle soup or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you had to get the turtles away because he's eating the turtles, and the person you're helping is like, "Oh, don't let him eat the turtles, no!"
No, not the turtles.
And it was really hard because the turtles are all coming out pretty fast, and you're The other thing I forgot about Spyro is how dependent he is on his charge ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not really moving if you're not charging. Like horns first, but the issue is the camera sucks. The camera sucks really bad. The camera gets whiplash when you're doing it, and I think all these games have an issue where you're too close to Spyro. You're too close, like you're up his butt.
I think there was a time in video games where like they always had that camera and they didn't really like do anything to like make the game, I guess, better. I don't know, because like you think about it, Ratchet and Clank was like that. All the Jax games were like that. Spyro, Crash, like it was always like camera issue. I mean, like hell, the original Resident Evils. So there's a time where developers are like, okay, we got to do something about the camera.
Well, and I think the issue with Spyro, and his charge goes back to the Sonic issue. Like Sonic's not fun if you're not going fast.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going fast, you're kind of like piddling. Oh, I'm trying to go up this loop-de-loop. Oh, I can't do it because I'm not going fast. Like Sonic likes to go, oh my God, this game sucks. Spyro, like, if you're not charging, you're kind of just like walking in circles trying to hit somebody with the flame. Especially in the first one, just since you don't have too many special moves to do. Like I forgot that the first one doesn't have that ground pound or that double jump that really helps you. It's already been a pain in the ass, but I am enjoying it. I booted that first one up, went through the first area, and was nostalgic as hell. I was like, oh wow, like I feel like I'm instantly back to our living room up in North County and playing Spyro and just being a kid. And I was like, oh cool. Like I'm not the kind of guy that's chasing nostalgia. It's like, oh, give me that stuff. No, like.
Well, I mean, have you noticed that like games back in the day are a lot shorter?
Yeah, and because when you free the first dragon, so that first Spyro game, you all the older dragons have been crystallized, and you got to free them so you can go fight Nasty Nork. And they're like the very first dragon's like, oh hey, get 10 dragons, you can go to the next area. As a kid, I felt like those first 10 dragons took forever. I'm playing it now, and I'm already at 8, and I'm like, oh shit, this is flying by.
Yeah.
I'm already like halfway through the first 3. I'm pretty much through the first 3 worlds. Before you and I jumped on this call, I was chasing one of those egg stealer guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Caught the fucker.
Those bastards.
So I'm going to finish that first one, and then I'm going to play Ripto's Rage. I don't know if I'll get to the third one. I don't really...
Yeah, was that Year of the Dragon?
Year of the Dragon. I don't really have a... I don't know. I wasn't like big on the third one. I didn't really have much time. Ripto's Rage was the one that I 100%ed as a little guy. So maybe I'll play. Yeah, maybe I'll play the first two. I'm thinking about getting back into Crash as well. We'll see. Not trying to go down too much of a nostalgia trip, but it is the end of the summer, so I'm like, I need to play some games for me right now.
Summertime.
Other than that, I don't know if I can talk about this. I'm previewing Nobody. The game's called Nobody. It is an RPG that kind of has the vibe of
Nobody.
Undertale. Has the vibe of Undertale. Characters are all very anime. There's a goofy clown. There's a guy that has like one of those like bands over his eyeballs, kind of like that guy from Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have these little quips that they do when they start talking. So like when that guy with the thing over his eye starts talking, if he's angry, he's like, fuck you. Or if he's happy, he's like, thank you. And the clown just chuckles every other time. And these are cute little characters. It's not my cup of tea, but I could see why people would like this. The combat is the combat is rock, paper, scissors based. So there are 3 different enemy types, 3 different attack types. You got to find out what type the enemy is and then use those. Use the opposing type to do more damage on them. But you can also find a way to navigate around the fight to where you're not actually fighting and you get out of it. So, for example, there's one enemy who's like just a gardener. He's like, I'm just watering my plants. And you study him and he's like, yeah, look at my plant. And you're like, well, I'm going to smell it. And you smell it and you're like, oh, it smells bad. And he's like, thank you. That's what I was going for. And then he just fucking leaves. Yep. So it's going for like the peaceful side, like when you're trying to do the peace run in Undertale.
Yeah.
It's going for that kind of stuff. I like it. I'm going to dabble in it a little more. Again, I mean, I don't know if it's 100% for me, but I've enjoyed what I played of it so far. The fights have been challenging. I've entered an area that I'm not supposed to be in. Everyone's supposed to be level 4. We're all level 2. I don't care. I like to live dangerously. One last game that I started for myself was Planet of Lana. Have you heard of this?
Nope.
So Planet of Lana came out, I want to say it was either April or May. This is you are on a planet with a bunch of other people. Your village gets kidnapped by aliens and you're trying to avoid them and just save your people. The art style is very colorful, but when it comes to gameplay mechanics, the movement and everything, this is Limbo. All the way down to the way that you grab onto the ledge and pull yourself up, all the way to the way you push things, just to the way the character moves. This is the Limbo, and I'm here for it. I've only played the first like 30 minutes of it because I wanted to get it started, so I would have a point of reference to get back to. But I love it already because I love Limbo. I'll hopefully have it done by the next episode. Otherwise, What else have I done? Remember HQ Trivia, Jake?
Nope. Yes.
The 3, 2, 1, and you could win money with was that Scott Grozowski? Gronowski?
Yes.
The host in the suit.
I mean, there's always a host in a suit.
If you pulled him up right now on your computer, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that guy." Just type in HQ Trivia host. It's the bearded guy. They put out a CNN Studios.
Never watched it.
Put out, and it's on HBO Max, by the way, or just Max, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The documentary is called Glitch: The Rise and Fall of HQ Trivia. I was like, this is an hour and a half long. It's not a series. This is perfect length. Let's find out about it. So for those who don't know, HQ Trivia was a live trivia game on mobile devices that you could play. I was in Central Time, so it was like 7 o'clock every night. You'd hop on. They'd do live trivia questions. If you got them all right, you won a pot of money. It got to a point where I don't think they got to $1 million, but they did get to like 2.3 million people playing at the same time. And it was just this cool little thing. And they were trying to reinvent the way that we watch TV. It was from the 2 creators of Vine. And I mean, now look at how we watch TV. Everyone's on fucking TikTok. You're maybe watching this on TikTok. Hi, TikTok.
Hi.
It was a cool little documentary. It was short. They didn't get to interview the 2 founders. One, because one of them is dead, died by suicide. No. I'm sorry. Nope. Died by an overdose.
Oof.
Yeah. Sorry. And then the other one just didn't want to comment Sounds like they're both kind of hard-headed MFers who had a way they wanted to do it that really wasn't good for the company. So, but it was a really good watch. I'd recommend that to anybody. It's like I said, it's only an hour and a half, so it's not a big commitment. Go check it out. Yeah. So hey, no games today, no news. Jake, did you freeze?
No, I didn't freeze.
You're fucking with me. I knew you were fucking with me.
Back to the whole, like, if we made a game, I think we would make a game. It would be like a cookie clicker kind of game,
God
where
damn it.
we're just smashing games. We're just smashing games. Yeah.
I have two ideas, and I've been reading up on some, like I know the basic like concept of like sitting down and using a game engine, and I know some C sharp. So it's like it's always in the back of my mind of, hey, let's do a fucking game. But I've got two concepts where I'm like, we should do this, but I'd want to like pencil out how it would work from a gameplay standpoint. I'm more of on a themes and kind of just like a general premise standpoint right now. But like stuff like Dave the Diver and Plants vs. Zombies is something that I'm really influenced by right now on the design side of things. So just like something where you're mixing up like multiple mini games, which, and you know what? It's crazy because Dave the Diver is not an indie game. It may be painted like an indie game and has all the bells and whistles of an indie game. It is not an indie game. So maybe I'm thinking too big, but
You are big picture.
I'm a big picture boy. But Jake, we can talk more about that do the game stuff at another time.
I'm just a video game tester, man.
Oh, are you a beta?
Yes, beta bitch.
So hey, we're not talking any past releases. We're not talking any news today. We've got a handful of emails. We're gonna get through all of them. Thank you to everyone who sent us an email. I was really surprised when I opened it and it wasn't all junk emails. I was like, oh shit, I can't delete this. I can't delete that. So we've got about 10 here. Again, if you want to send an email for a future show, future episode of Smashing Game Time, go ahead and send your questions, comments, concerns, and just anything over to smashinggametime@gmail.com. I'll say it again. If you have any questions for the show, send them to smashinggametime@gmail.com and we will read them in a future episode. Go ahead and send out those emails. First one up, and again, we've got a mix of gaming and non-gaming questions. Some of these are brain ticklers, Jake. Mark and Evergreen, I don't know which Evergreen. I'm going to guess Colorado. Mark and Evergreen wants to know, what is the greatest console generation?
Oh.
Any thoughts, Jake?
Probably the Xbox 360.
I think you're right there. I think the Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii era, so the 2006 to 2013 era, and I have a reason why. I'm gonna go ahead and let you say what your reason is.
So I would say only for the Xbox 360 and the Wii, because honestly, I was never really a fan of the PS3. The system, yeah, they may have Blu-ray, but we know what doesn't have Blu-ray these days. But like the system just looks stupid. I didn't think they had that many games. I think Microsoft was thriving at the time, so that's my only thing. And then like the Wii was doing great after the GameCube, but I think GameCube was probably one of the greatest consoles ever made. Underrated. But yeah, I want to say just piss off PlayStation 3.
So I'm speaking in general for the generation. I think what sets that generation apart from all the other ones is that it created. It didn't. I don't think it was the generation that made video games go mainstream. I think that was a mix of this generation we're talking about and the one from before, because people were lining up for Xbox, PS2, GameCube games at midnight releases. So they were getting to that point already. But I think that what this generation did was made digital distribution it made games more accessible. It made games
Yeah.
in a digital format more accessible. Yes, physical was still king the entire time, but I don't think we have. So I don't know when Steam launched. I want to say it was 2009.
I don't know, but that's a good question. I'll look it up.
Go ahead and look that up, because I mean it's after Half-Life 2, so they're doing Half-Life 2. They're still doing their games, and they launched Steam at some point. But I don't think
Summer or September 20 or summer 2003.
yeah, but that was them using it for their games. Like when did Steam
To
become
provide game updates on Micro Valve games and expanded to distributing third-party titles in late 2005.
late 2005? So, but yeah, I don't think Steam gets too far without like something like Summer of Arcade coming in and like making these smaller indie games stand out to the masses.
Yeah.
I mean, Steam was always going to grow because PC players were there, the numbers were always there, but people seeing that, oh hey, these smaller games have this backing from Microsoft and are, front and center here for Summer of Arcade ending the summer. And I think that was great. And I just think the digital distribution and just games becoming more readily available for everyone was awesome. And since Steam launched around this window of time, let's plant that in there with those consoles. Hey, by the way, RIP Summer of Arcade. It's been 10 years since their last year. Pour one out. Thanks for the question, Mark. All right, next question. This is from Kelly. Kelly didn't say where he or she is from. Guys, remember to put that in the email just so we can see where you are listening from. I am currently running through Friends for the 30th time. What was the last show you binged?
Well, currently we're watching Super Nanny.
Oh yeah, you
Well,
did.
she is.
You told me that. You told me you were watching that.
Yeah, she's watched it. I'm kind of just there.
Is there are there
Jack
any
Ryan,
nannies
maybe?
that pop up and you're like, that's my least favorite of the nannies?
No, Super Nanny is just one nanny.
I thought it was there was another show.
No, that's Nanny 911.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, we're kind of binging Jack Ryan.
That's the John Krasinski show.
Yeah. It's okay. It's kind of repetitive.
Well, yeah, isn't it like a new bad guy every week or?
Yeah.
Yeah, those shows I don't know about them. It's like those shows are always based off like an old spy book, and I always wonder whenever those pop up, who's reading these books? Who's
right,
like,
and then thinking, oh, we could do something with this.
they're like, oh
Yeah.
hey, yeah, this book that I saw this one time at a bookstore that my grandfather was reading. It's these old execs that are like, hey, I like Mission Impossible. Let's greenlight Mission Impossible back in 1996 or whatever, or whenever the show came out before that. What's the last show I've been? Right now I am going through 30 Rock. So 30 Rock is a show where I will start to binge it and I'll get up to like season 5 or the start of season 6 and then stop. Well, now I'm on season 6. I'm about 8 episodes in actually. And I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm about to fall off again, but I need to finish it. I need to watch the last 2 seasons so I can actually have watched the whole thing. It's okay. I think seasons 1 through 4 are really great. 5 starts to teeter just a little bit. And then 5 has added a new character, which I know they did it just to like be like, ha ha ha, we're doing the things all shows do where they add a new character in a late season and you don't really like them. But I really don't like this character. And I'm just like, get it out of here. Get it out of here. Besides that, I've been rewatching some Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And then before that, I went through Mad Men a few months back. It's because I'd never seen it and I wanted to watch it all. So I went through the entirety of Mad Men and I thought it was great. Probably one of the greatest shows on TV. Next question from Paula in Virginia. What is your most memorable trip?
Don't know.
All right, I've got one. So I've actually got multiple. So there was, I'm just going to rattle off until you come up with one, Jake. Okay. So 2017, yeah, 2017, I went up to New York. I had just a general interview on Columbia's campus, just in a department that I wanted to work in. Just hung out around the campus, ate some good food, and then after that, took the subway down to Freedom Tower, walked around. Had bad shoes for it, but walked around, ended up on the Staten Island Ferry. Just being a tourist that day, it was just a fun little day, bullshitting. What else? When I went to Germany, ended up on the Baltic Sea, or whatever the sea is up north, and went to a nudist beach. Got naked, had a really good time, just chilled on the nudist beach. It was a beautiful moment until we were leaving. My wife and I were leaving, and some little kid pointed at my wiener and said, "Mommy, what's wrong with his?" Because over in Europe, they're not doing this, and over here they are doing this. And so mine was the weird one over there. Broke my heart, but it was still a fun day. And then there was all the brothers, all the Smashing Game Time brothers went to Memphis one time for a Memphis Grizzlies game. Was that 2013, 2014? I don't remember.
2013.
Yeah, we went down there. We hung out on Beale Street, went and watched the game. I think me and Anthony ended up on the court for like a timeout game, didn't we?
Yeah, you guys sucked.
We got spanked and we didn't get a t-shirt. So that was a fun one. Jake, do you have a trip?
I would say probably my trip to Daytona for a gaming tournament for CEO Fighting Game Championships. It was really fun. I got to hang out with a lot of other pro Brawlhalla players. We went to Joe's Crab Shack right off the beach. It was kind of cool, just everyone hanging out, just chilling. And yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. I like those chill ones. I went to LA last year and just didn't really have a plan. Just went out and met with a bunch of friends who I met on Twitter during the COVID, and just went out there, had lunch with people, hung out, went and had drinks. There are some folks that I still talk to all of them, but I mean, it's awesome. It was just awesome going out there and meeting them. Folks that, they were just words in a profile picture. They were a voice playing Fortnite with them. So getting to see them in person was really cool.
Yeah, it was like all the LAN tournaments I've ever went to was a fun experience because like a lot of them, it's not just like it's not just the tournament, but like say like you go to DreamHack, it's got a bunch of like arcades, events, and other tournaments, like a bunch of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend going to a DreamHack. Fun, going to any LAN like PAX. Highly recommend it.
Now you got me wanting to go to a LAN with you. Damn it, Jake. Let's see. Next question is from Henry in Kirkwood. We got a local boy, everybody.
Don't tell them where we're at.
They know where we're at. He's local. They know. Hey, St. Louis area. Good luck finding Henry. What is a campaign you would recommend to everyone? So a game campaign you would recommend to everyone. I already have one because I actually recommended one to a friend before the show, before we got on and started recording. I will always recommend the Titanfall 2 campaign to everybody because it is so good. It is short. You're always doing something new. It's always surprising you throughout the entire time. And it's got heart. It's got some heart, which I think is something that's missing from a lot of AAA campaigns these days.
One campaign that I usually play through a lot is probably Resident Evil 4, the original. It's just so good, especially like after you get used to it. It's just it's fun to go back to. I don't have any issues going back to it. It's never a dull moment. I think that's a good one. I haven't really played much campaign games for a while. I've been more of a competitor lately. Final Fantasy VII, the original, is really good too. If you're a big fan, Dark Souls, I'm gonna say from my experience, I know Dark Souls 2 is kind of the black sheep out of all the Dark Souls, but I think Dark Souls 2 is my favorite. It was a good campaign. I think that's about it for me.
Another one I usually recommend, I know it's a harder sell because it's a strategy game, is Iron Harvest.
No, get out of here.
Yep, Iron Harvest, baby. Great campaign. If you're wanting to get into real-time strategy and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, I think the Iron Harvest campaign is a good stop because I've tried playing the Company Heroes campaigns and they're tough. They're tough. They are a lot of work. And Iron Harvest is just like, okay, so Company Heroes is like driving a stick shift, and Iron Harvest is like driving an automatic. And I'm never going to learn how to drive a stick shift, so I'm just going to stay over here at the automatic. Great campaign. 3 different factions. It got to a point where it was 4 different factions, all having 7 missions. They're all fun. Mechs in World War I, go blow shit up. So much fun.
Gross.
It is amazing. And then another one I would probably recommend be Beautiful Joe.
Yeah.
I simp hard for Beautiful Joe. It is probably one of my favorite games. Will always be in my personal top 10 along with Iron Harvest. Do I have any others that I would? Those are the only ones that come to the top of my brain. Next question. This one's from Carter from South City. I don't know what South City, maybe St. Louis. I don't know. What is your least favorite thing about podcasting?
Being told what to do. No. I want to say probably,
man.
yeah, right.
Says the military man.
Exactly. That's why I'm. Shut up. Probably recording. I want to say probably setting up because I feel like we take our sweet ass time setting up.
I feel like on the setting up side, we're like, as we're setting up, we're catching up. Because I always do my best to have everything up before we all hop into the Discord. But sometimes we're just bullshitting.
And we bullshit a lot because like I know like we're like, okay, we're going to record at 9. We show up at 9, but we probably don't start recording until a half hour later.
This is probably the closest we've ever actually gotten to starting the recording the time we say we're going to.
Yeah.
Because I started at 9:04, so I'm pretty impressed with that. You know, it takes my brain a little bit to be like, I just can't come down here and be like, hey, welcome to Smack. No, like I need like a buffer.
Prep.
I need a buffer. What is my least favorite thing about podcasting? I'd say clipping, like making clips of stuff, which is, I also hated doing that on when I was streaming on Twitch all the time. I dislike making clips just because we'll be sitting here making the show and we'll have like a conversation and my brain will automatically be like, oh, that's a good clip. I need to go back and get that. And then let's say the next day or sometime later, I'll go back to clip that moment and I'll listen to it and I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? This is terrible. This is not a good clip. I'm not doing this.
I'm not doing.
Making clips is fun because that's where you can get the most creative. But it's a time suck, especially for something that's like going to get 200 views. Like you never know what's going to pop off. The algorithms are super annoying. If you swear in your subtitle, like you can swear in a TikTok, but you can't swear in the subtitle. Like the rules are just, it's like, no, why?
Yeah, the whole content creation thing is kind of just, it's a gamble in my opinion. I mean, like you could be, because there are moments where I put so much time into a video that I thought was going to be great, and then it just doesn't hit. And it's so disappointing, and you don't want to, like, you're just like, I put all my time in that, like I don't want to do that ever again because I didn't get anything out of it.
Well, I dislike it too because like I'll start to center segments around it. So when we did impersonate this, I did it because I was like, oh, that'll be great. We'll have characters that people know. We'll have people doing voices. Of course, that was one of the episodes that was the hardest to mix because we were mixing in the character's voice while we were recording the episode. And then people's mics were cutting out during their impressions. It was a time where Josh's mic was being weird or something. And so I had to like go the extra distance to make it work. And then just for it to turn around and like nothing comes of it, you're like, oh, we put all that work into that segment. That pisses me off. Tea times were a little better, but we got away from tea times because I didn't want clickbait. And I feel like the tea time was always a little clickbaity.
That's all content these days, though, is just clickbait. And I hate it so much because people are just chasing those clicks, those views. And like, it makes you not know what's real content and what isn't. Like what's just like there, like what's genuine and what's like people just trying to get popular.
And I say this as a genuine guy. Like, I've stopped trying to plan stuff that I think is going to be a big TikTok. I just, whatever we say. So, like, our most popular clip is your Arc rant. Our second most popular clip is my rant about Destiny players. And I know those can kind of come off as clickbaity, but those are our true selves. That's you being an asshole in Arc. That's me. Like, I don't like Destiny, and I don't understand people going all in on Destiny. So that's the true me. That's, call me an asshole, call me what you will, but that's how I feel. That's not me like hamming it up like oh, Destiny losers.
Right.
And my least favorite thing about the internet is if you hop on a TikTok or you hop on Reddit and there's a clip of a TikTok and something plays out, like some of them you can tell are obviously fake. Some you'll watch and you'll be like, I don't know. But if you read all the comments, everyone's like, fake. It's so fake.
Yep.
This is fake. This isn't real. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
I hate those ones that people like think that like, oh man, I hope they're okay. I hope they're okay. Like, oh man, if this was me, I get you're playing along, but like, it's fake, dude. Come on.
Well, I just want to spread. I want to be a decent person on the internet. That's not to say that like I need to be nice and suck up to the Destiny players. That's me saying like I want the most genuine. I want people to like come to this channel and be like, oh, yeah, Nick doesn't like Destiny and I like Destiny. That sucks. But you know what? These are genuine gamer guys. These are just genuine gamer guys just doing gamer stuff.
These guys are real.
These guys are real. These guys are the real deal McNeil.
No, stop.
Let's see here. Next question. Thank you, Carter, for the question. That was a good conversation. This person is trolling. This is Martian from Roswell. With all the alien talk this week, do you guys believe in aliens? You already got my rant at the beginning of the show. No.
Sure.
No, I don't. I believe in ghosts. I've seen a ghost. I do not believe in aliens. Jake, you're just like, sure. Sure, why not? Thank you, Martian. Next question is from Jason from Madison. You mentioned You mentioned a story about a bicycle bandit on a previous show. It was Nick talking about Josh. What is the bicycle bandit's backstory?
Oh no, I don't know. We might have to sign a form to
let me
consent.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how I can talk about this. Okay. Bicycle Bandit was a person that we knew. I won't say any names. This person would ride their bike to Kmart. For those who don't know what Kmart is, it was like Target, but with a K. This person would ride to Kmart and... let me start over. The Bicycle Bandit would ride to Kmart with a pocket knife. And the Xbox 360 was popular at this time, and there was a popular bundle that you could get that was, I think it was the keypad, the headphones, and it had games with gold in it, like a year of games with gold, and some of them had Microsoft points. I haven't said the word Microsoft points in years. I feel old.
Yeah, I don't even know what they do now. What is it? Microsoft points though?
No, they're just credit cards. It's just credit cards. Just USD.
It's your dad's credit card.
So what Bicycle Bandit would do is take their knife, open that box up, and take the year of Xbox Live out and give it to people who could not afford Xbox Live. The Bicycle Bandit. He was like Robin Hood. And for those who don't know, so if you buy an Xbox Live card at a store, it doesn't activate until it's rung up at the register. Unless it was one of those Xbox Live cards that was in those pre-packaged bundles. Those were already activated. Bicycle Bandit went in, cut the box open, took the card, rode their bike out.
Now, Nick, if you didn't know this, I think I'm the only one that recognized this, but you probably noticed this too. But the Bicycle Bandit was always wearing a red shirt.
Bicycle Bandit was always wearing a red shirt. I don't know if that was to make them blend in with other Kmart workers. If you look in retrospect, pretty smart. Pretty smart. Like if I work, well, I wouldn't work at Kmart now, but if I worked at Target and there was someone in a red shirt and khakis doing something in an aisle, I would assume they were an employee.
Assumed.
So that is the story of the Bicycle Bandit. I will not confirm their identity, but just know that, hey, Bicycle Bandit, we're still thinking about you. And I don't think you can get in legal trouble anymore, but we're still not going to say your name, sir.
Kmart doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, Kmart can't get you anymore. But can Microsoft? Can Microsoft be like, whoa,
Bruh.
bruh? Steve Jobs is listening. Not Steve Jobs. That's Apple. God damn.
Yeah, well, he's listening too.
He's listening from hell. He's like, he's still in his turtleneck. They're just like, he's like, what's my hell? And they're like, you just have to wear a turtleneck in hell. Sorry, Steve. That's what it is.
We can't give you your hair back. Sorry.
No, who's the Microsoft guy?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates is listening, and he's like, those motherfuckers.
I was short that year. What the hell, man?
You were short on Xbox. Hey, it was a lot of year subscriptions. We're moving on. Next question is from Kurt. Kurt, again, did not give us a region. Go ahead and give us a region. We will not dox you. Hey, just say your basement. I don't care. Favorite bad movie? I can't think of a favorite bad movie off the top of my head.
Oh, boy. Fast and the Furious? I don't know.
No,
Tokyo
okay.
Drift?
I have a car related. Tokyo Drift's a good movie, Jake. You shut your whore mouth. I've got one. Cars 2. Cars 2 is a bad movie, but now that I've watched it like 100 times because my son holds me ransom and makes me watch it with him, if you like put anybody else in place of Mater's position or have anyone else voice Mater who isn't annoying in that year, it's a pretty good movie. It's a dark movie. Pixar basically said, hey, we want to make a James Bond movie. And I'm guessing Disney came through and was like, okay, well, slap Cars on it so we can sell more Cars toys. And they're like, fuck, okay, somebody get Larry the Cable Guy over here. Someone get Mr. Cable Guy over here. So yeah, Cars 2 is up on my list because it's actually a pretty good movie once you can get past Mater, which is a lot of work. Don't get me wrong.
A good, bad movie. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe... I mean, it has to be a classic because it's got to be something like that's bad that you've seen like multiple times. And I don't really watch bad movies multiple times. Maybe Doctor Strange 2. I don't know.
Have you seen that? You've seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I didn't
bad.
like it. I didn't like it.
It's bad. It's one of the. It's on the same boat as the Dark World.
See, Dark World wasn't bad. I think Love and Thunder was awful.
Oh yeah, Christian Bale could have done better.
Christian Bale did great in what he was in. They didn't use him enough. You call him God Killer and he kills one god.
Right.
The entire time. I guess you could say he kind of killed Jane Foster, but really that was the cancer.
Cancer's the God Killer.
Cancer's the God Killer, yes. That movie... man, that movie... Because it was... When they land on that planet that's black and white, that was so cool. And I was like, I want more of this. Less screaming goats, more landing on the planet. And I don't want... I'm not... This isn't... what's it? Stage 4 or whatever. Not Cancer. What stage of Marvel is this? Is this wave? What do they call them? Phase?
Don't know.
Fourth
phase? Yeah, it's phase.
Whatever. Phase 4, Session 4, Stage 4. You can't go on YouTube without seeing some dumbass like, what's going on with Stage 4 Marvel?
Yeah, like some dumb thumbnail. Oh.
And I bet you 9 times out of 10 the on the thumbnail is She-Hulk.
Yeah, I've heard stuff about She-Hulk or Daredevil's costume.
What was wrong with Daredevil's costume?
I don't know, but they're reverting back to the old one.
And She-Hulk seemed fine. It didn't seem like ridiculous.
Speaking of Marvel, I saw that they talked to what's her face from the Daredevil movie is gonna replay Elektra.
Oh, what's her name? I know who you're talking about. Daredevil's also Ben Affleck's coming back for that Deadpool movie too.
Yeah, I think it's just all making fun of it.
I think that'll be awesome. That'll be really cool. I hope in the new Daredevil show, whenever it ends up happening, after the strike. By the way, go WGA and SAG. I hope they bring back his costume where it's just the shirt over his eyes.
Yeah.
Because I got to a point where I liked that better than the actual Daredevil costume.
We all did.
The hallway fights. Hey, we still have the hallway fights. We always will. Do you have a favorite bad show, by the way, Jake?
No,
No, I don't.
I don't know. Like it's because like bad shows are kind of like good to. I don't know. It's so bad. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. Game of Thrones at the end. I don't know. Is it a bad show?
Yeah, the end, yeah. I wouldn't call this bad. I like it. I don't know where it's excuse me. I don't know where it stands in reviews, but what is it? That Paradise PD
Oh,
from the same folks who did Huckle or Brickleberry.
oh yeah.
It's just a
Daniel
vulgar.
Tosh.
It's a vulgar ass cartoon with a bunch of vulgar ass characters. It's got some issues. It's got some issues. But if I am bored and I don't know what else to watch, I'll put it on, and it's fine.
It's fine.
I think it's Paradise PD. There's a lot of jokes. The police chief is the main character's dad, and there's just a lot of incest jokes. And I'm like, I think all my brothers would love this show.
I think. I don't know. I guess I enjoyed Rescue Me.
I think Rescue Me was pretty well regarded, though.
And it kind of like it was one of those shows where like I think at the end they kind of just like sped up everything felt rushed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I liked it. There's some like weird parts in it, but yeah, I guess I don't know.
Jake said Jake really loves Yellowstone.
I've never seen it. I don't think I will.
Me neither. I've only seen one episode, and I was like, yeah, I'm out. All right.
It's like Ozark.
Hey, last question, and this one's actually another what is it? Another console generation question. What do you think each console eras could? Yeah, I can't read. By the way, this is from Sam in Kansas City. What do you think each console era's contribution to gaming as a whole is? Well, I'm not gonna go through every era of consoles. I'll go through each era, and I'm air quoting it, that has a PlayStation in it. What do you say, Jake?
Yeah. Do I say no?
I don't know why I saved this hard one for last. I'm kind of kicking myself for it because my brain's already been used up thinking of bad shows and movies. All right, so the PlayStation era.
I mean, online gaming. I don't know.
PlayStation and N64 didn't really have that, Jake.
No. 3D.
Yeah, the 3D. I'd say going disc based. At least Sony did on that end. What was that? That was Sega Genesis with them, or
Yeah, Sega Saturn.
The eras
had a disc.
The eras are all pointless, guys. So the PS2, GameCube, Xbox era. Oh boy, what was their thing? I think the controllers was the best. The controllers were like the first step in the right direction for analog sticks.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone at that point, everyone took like their stab at it. And Nintendo had the one with like the C stick that was kind of just, it was basically a nipple. The PlayStation 2 controller was basically the PlayStation controllers we have now.
Yep.
And then Xbox, their first thing was the Duke because they thought everyone had larger hands. And then they're like, okay, we'll make it smaller for you guys. And they've they had the black and white. I liked the black and white buttons. I've always liked the 6 face buttons.
Yeah.
And they have always had the best triggers. 360, what did you have one? Did you have a thing on that or?
Well, I just realized that like games before like PlayStation, first PlayStation, whatever, they had like in-game memory, so you didn't have to buy a memory card.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I wonder if that was just for them to gain more money. Like, oh hey, our games aren't gonna have built-in memory. You have to buy this card to have all your save data on it.
I'm a big dum dum. I'm a really big dum dum really big dum dum. I wonder if the saves in game that you're talking about is something that was achievable in a cartridge, but not on a disc.
Yeah.
I'm big dum dum. Again, I'm big dum dum, but I think that's it, right? That's the
Well,
thing.
you could. I mean, if you think about it, you could save stuff on disc.
Can you?
What do you think burning shit is on disc? You're putting it in the disc.
Yeah, but the PlayStation disc that you're playing the game on already has already been burnt, dude. Yeah, checkmate. Checkmate, motherfucker.
All I know is you suck.
Anything else on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube era, Jake?
No.
Okay, so then 360, PS3, Wii, I'd say made everything more mainstream. I also want to say this is probably the generation where third-party exclusives started to die, because you started to see the Final Fantasies, the Grand Theft Autos of the world say, hey, we're going to go over here because the 360 is kind of doing better than you, PS3.
We're going to do this.
And then, you got your crossover in HDMI. But I do think like I said, the biggest thing was digital distribution and bringing that more, making games more accessible for everybody.
Yeah, and then, like, multiplayer online was huge around that time. And I mean, yeah, the Xbox and was huge, like with Halo 2. PlayStation had some, but like I think Microsoft was really thriving on online capabilities, where I guess everyone else was kind of just trying to catch up. Yeah, and then like everything was like coming towards consoles, so like you didn't have to have you could watch Netflix on your console instead of like having to have like a Blu-ray player or smart TV.
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi. I remember when Xbox 360 came out. If you wanted Wi-Fi, you had to buy those antennas.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Thing ever.
So stupid.
And then like they came out with the built-in Xbox ones.
I completely blacked out my head because they had the one with the one stick, and then they did a 2-stick for a stronger connection. Like that actually did anything.
Yeah, right. And people fell for it. But and this one's in black.
Oh.
Like, why were we dumb falling for that shit?
And then let's see, off the beaten path real quick, PSP and DS.
Handheld was thriving at that time. I mean, you got the Switch 3, and then the 3DS I guess it's not really doing much anymore because the Switch is kind of a handheld.
I think the DS and the PSP showed that the market could handle more than one handheld system. Even though the PSP kind of petered out. I don't like that because it feels like Nintendo, whenever they jump into a new handheld, they back up that old handheld for a little while. They don't really like jump ship right away. They give it a little time and just let it cook. And then, the PSP had the Vita come out a few years later, and they were just like, ugh. But also the PSP had the issue of backing UMD disc because for some reason they thought that was going to be a new format.
Yeah, Sony needs to work on their handhelds because they've been lacking. I don't know.
You don't want to play the PlayStation controller, PS5 controller on a screen, Jake?
It looks like a Switch with extra steps.
Yeah, it's gross.
It looks like my backbone. I have a backbone that I could play games on. Like, it's stupid.
I think the most important thing those handhelds did was just kept smaller titles around, and then they showed the market could handle both. I don't think we have all the Steam Decks and the Asus handhelds and the PS5 on the side of a screen without that setting and also Switch without that setting those up later. PS4, Switch, and Xbox One.
I would also add like mobile gaming into that too.
You think so?
Because a lot of people, mobile gaming's been started like catching up around that time too.
Okay, I've got my answer. I've got my answer for this one. This is the most disappointing console generation, aside from the Switch, just because I don't feel like the PS4 and Xbox One really moved the needle at all.
Yeah.
A lot of their I think PS4 had a better tail end, but a lot of their regular IP and just their regular series kind of all floundered at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest contribution from the PS4, Xbox One, Switch generation is crossplay.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, dude, I always wanted to play with my PlayStation buddies, but I'm an Xbox guy and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's kind of like normalizing, but I guess not all games are still crossplay yet. It's still one of those things. I guess they're still working with, but you know, you gotta until we get there.
I love it that the generation began with South Park having a trilogy of episodes about what console they're going to be on, PS4 or Xbox, and it was a whole Game of Thrones thing, and it was the Black Friday episodes, and they were trying to decide which consoles they were going to get so they could all play together. And then by the end of the generation, you can basically play everything together, anything third party, almost anything third party together. So I love that is the arc of that generation.
What I don't understand is console players, like they spend all their money on like consoles like PlayStation. Like they drop $500 on the PlayStation on a giant router or whatever, and like you could put that money together and build a decent PC that's more powerful than those consoles, and you'd play just about anything.
It's hard.
I don't understand.
Building a PC is daunting. Josh built mine for me.
So you've never built a PC?
I watched him build it.
It's not the same. It's not the same, Nick. Learn, man. You learn what you're putting into your system, so you know in the future for upgrades and like, oh, what this is, why is this not working? Oh, because it's this. Like, learn, you damn ape.
You know what? I will buy PC Builder Simulator, and I will build a PC on that. Is that okay? Will that help?
No, it's not the same.
And then I know
your headband is too tight. Your headband is on too tight.
I know it's too soon to call, but do you have any thoughts on what the PS5 and the Xbox X, Series X are contributing?
It's probably just a whole like graphics. I feel like everything nowadays is just graphics.
Yeah, but graphics they get to a point and then they just kind of stop, and then you just like, okay, let's watch them push this console to its limits. I think at the end of everything, and I know the story for these two, I mean, these are only 3 years old, but they feel like 10 years old because COVID made everything weird time-wise. I think what we'll remember these for is the differential like strategies, because for the longest time it felt like Sony and Microsoft had the same strategy. Hey, get your big first party titles, go, and now it feels like on the marketing side, Xbox is more ho-hum. Like I remember when God of War came out, a lot of those Xbox executives were tweeting about like, I love when good games come out and all that stuff, and I'm gonna go play God of War on my PS5. And you wouldn't have seen anything like that 2 or 3 generations ago. I think Game Pass will be another thing remembered. PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, because like nowadays you have news about games. Like I think everything is like either be the first to do this or like discover this, and now that thing is trending because you discovered something that no one else has, and well, you were the first. I think everything right now is just a race.
Yeah,
Everything's rushed.
It's still, the jury's still out because you can still barely find any of these consoles. I mean, they're becoming more available, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what the verdict is on these when they come to the end of their lives. But hey, Jake, we got through all the emails. Again, if you want us to answer a question in a future episode of Smashing Game Time, send your questions to smashinggametime@gmail.com. We will read them on the air. So send them over. Do it now. Jake, we did it without Josh. I don't think we need him anymore.
Yeah, fuck
him. He's gone. He's out. Get rid of him. I hope he doesn't hear this because he might not come back.
The only thing he does is the show notes.
Only thing he does is pre-production.
He does everything to prepare for this moment, and we're over here.
We're over here.
You know what I
finger
do?
popping.
You know what I do? I
show-
pick the damn meme.
You
I
sh-
picked the damn meme.
You show up. Josh is pre-production. Nick is production and post-production, and Jake is just Jake.
I'm just the wild card.
It's the wild card, and by wild card I mean he's the card you take out of the deck before you start the game.
I'm the ace in the hole.
You take him out and you set him aside, and you're like, we don't use that card. Hey, everybody, we reached the end of the episode. We'll get back into 2021 next week when Josh returns. I'm your host, Nick. You can find me in the usual spots. I'm that Kaufman on, is it X or Twitter now? I don't know anymore. Whatever that site's called. You can also find me. What?
It's stupid.
You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch at Nick Fat Night. I think I'm going to start posting on YouTube a little more. I'm going to get some, not essay videos, but I might just do some quick little streams. Get that back going up. We'll see. Jake, where can the people find you?
You find me on Twitter. I mean, right here it says Twitter. I wonder if they're gonna like buy another domain or something. I'm gonna go invest in the X domain. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Yeah, I also need to start streaming again, making shorts and whatnot. I've been kind of lacking. I'm kind of trying to find myself, not to mention, find myself in gaming.
Jake, you're right there.
Yeah, I'm here. In Iowa somewhere. But I've been also busy with work lately, so I've been kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, hey, we look forward to finding you when you find you, Jake. As always, you can find Smashing Game Time anywhere you get podcasts. We're also on X or Facebook, whatever you call it. We're on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We're on YouTube. Give us a follow in all of those places. I've also got stuff up on Game Chronicles. Go check out my Dave the Diver review. Go check out my Homebody and Oxenfree 2 The Lost Signals reviews. Those are some of my most recent ones. Go give them a heart. Go give them some eyeballs. The more eyeballs, the more I can keep doing that stuff. We are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. I swear they're awesome. Go check them out. Leave them reviews because they care about the algorithm. Us, not so much. As always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. We got a link to his SoundCloud in the show notes below. Go check him out. He's got some awesome stuff over there. Everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.